When I placed this teaser at the end of my last video, I honestly wasn't expecting to turn it into something serious. The plan was to scapegoat Daisy as a perfect example of a good Echo fighter, then set her aside to talk about other potential Echoes. OG Gygus over Mewtwo? I don't think it's gonna happen, but come on, that would be so cool! But the more I thought about it, the more I wasn't satisfied with Daisy in Smash. Her using Peach as a baseline isn't a problem. Much like Luigi to Mario, that relationship is what she's best known for. But this moveset was a weird fit for Peach in the first place, and it fits Daisy even less so. Half the moves fit one princess better than the other. There's more you can do with both characters. And by that point I had half a script already written and figured I might as well just go with it. Now, before we can talk about changing the copy, we gotta bring the original up to standards. Peach is a weird character for Smash Bros. She's your archetypical damsel in distress, arguably the personification of the character trope. A kind, gentle, innocent woman that wouldn't hurt a fly. Even though it would be so easy for her to be useful if she did literally anything. You can float! Just jump over the railing! She's too passive of a character to do anything. You have to make up a moveset. You have to change her personality. 'Cause this doesn't work. But what if it could? What if Peach was a character who wasn't trying to win? I don't mean that as in she'd be low tier, just that her animations would fit her passive nature better. She's far too polite of a character to refuse the invitation to join Smash Bros., so she's here, she's participating, but she's not trying to kill anyone. Several of her attacks are already good examples of this, but I want that theme to be consistent throughout her moveset. I also want to put a heavier emphasis on her parasol. Even when she's not using it, it'll always appear on her person. Turn her into another character that uses, weapon? Sure. It's pretty much the only consistent thing Nintendo has given her over the years. It should be a bigger part of her kit. Here's an example of how to achieve both goals. Her current forward tilt is a really bizarre looking kick, almost like she's feinting and turning that into an attack. We're going to change that into a very casual swing of her parasol, like this taunt animation. Just extend the umbrella a bit and add a hitbox. Not exactly meant as an attack, but it'll hurt if you're in the way. Or for another example, her down air. You know how in Kirby games, when you get the parasol power-up, you can do a dive bomb attack with it? I want something similar here, but without the descent. Just have Peach open and twirl her umbrella beneath her. It'd kind of work like Fox's down air, except Peach can float while doing it, so it's ridiculously overpowered. We would follow this train of thought for the rest of her moves, generally sacrificing power for speed and combo potential. Which doesn't mean she can't have kill moves, just that those moves wouldn't seem deliberate. Her up smash is a good example of that. It's less Peach throwing out an attack, and more that people just get in the way of something she's doing. As for her specials, her vegetables and parasol are perfect. We'll keep both of those. For her neutral special, we can still have the Toad counter, but let's not have him spit spores anymore. I mean, it technically makes sense. They are mushrooms. But gross. Just have them punch or tackle whoever hits them. Stab people with a spear. Anything but this. On that train of thought, let's use Toad for the side special as well. On its use, Toad will appear and run forward arms flailing, dealing light damage to anyone he hits. Peach can press the side special again for Toad to try and tackle anybody in front of him, as a bit of a "get down, Mr. President" kind of maneuver. It'd do surprising amounts of damage, but he'd be easily countered, getting knocked aside by most attacks. As a side effect of this, each Peach costume should probably have a different color of Toad, which is good. Red and blue Toads get all the credits. Nobody gives yellow Toads the appreciation they deserve. And before anybody says it, don't worry, I'll give Toad a chance another day. This is simply a concept. No need to organize a crusade against me. Wouldn't even work if you tried. And that's it. We've created a Peach that better fits the way she's normally portrayed. A happy-go-lucky, slightly useless princess that's just here to have some fun with her friends from other games. A fighter that doesn't seem to be doing much damage to you, who by all rights shouldn't be winning, right up until you're left scratching your head watching her victory animation. And now let's do the exact opposite with... Where Peach's passive, Daisy is competitive. She's going to do everything in her power to win. Her attacks would be similar to Peach's, but stronger and slower. Not because she herself is slower, but because she's winding up her punches, putting her back into every attack she throws out. I also want to remove aspects of Peach's moveset that Daisy has never used. So, no floating, no toad meat shields, and she doesn't use an umbrella. The ultimate goal is to make Daisy and Peach feel as different as Mario does from Luigi, but with the roles reversed. The copy is the all-around brawler, while the original is a specialized floaty character. Now since we gave Peach a weapon of sorts, it's only fair to give Daisy something too. So, what would fit her best? My first thought was a tennis racket, but then I figured, if I were a princess trying her best to win at Smash Bros., and I had access to a bunch of sports equipment, forget the racket, I'm grabbing the baseball bat. Which gives us a very easy way to distinguish Daisy from Peach. They can have some similar attacks, but getting hit by a bat is gonna hurt way more than getting bopped by an umbrella. Less combo potential, but more power. As for her specials, I want to give Daisy something like Peach's turnips, a randomized pull that can be game-changing depending on how lucky you are. But she doesn't pick vegetables. She gets something that fits her a little better. They'd all have different traits. Baseballs are the baseline, basketballs bounce around like crazy, and the bowling ball is basically a Bonsley. For her down special, Daisy's shown an affinity for flowers over her existence, so I think some kind of regrowth ability makes sense. Something that heals her, maybe even buffs her stats. We'll follow that theme for the other two specials as well. For the side, a piranha plant sprouts from her bat, chomping down on anybody it hits for a pseudo command grab. And for the up special, she raises her bat into the air, petals sprout from it, and begin to rotate, acting as a makeshift helicopter. Now some of you might be thinking that this is me taking too many creative liberties, especially when I've been so asinine in the past about making every character feel like we're playing as them and not a reference to them. Here's the thing though, what am I building this moveset off of? Daisy's athleticism, her competitive spirit, and her affinity for flowers. I would argue that those are the most important traits Daisy has. Nintendo hasn't done enough with her to give her more established abilities. Sure, we could reference her Crystal Smash from Strikers, or maybe items from Mario Party or Mario Kart, but that's not what Daisy is known for. Those are just references to games that Daisy has appeared in, one-and-done abilities that are never associated with her otherwise. However, if Daisy appeared in a mainline Mario game, these are the kinds of abilities I'd expect her to have, and that is why I chose them. This is admittedly way more important to me than most. If your headcanon is different than mine, that's fine. But I'm very happy with this concept. Not only does the moveset fit with Daisy's character, the moves mesh with each other. It's a conducive design that I find conceptually pleasing. So it looks like I'm going to be using these kind of slides for the outros on this channel. I'm cool with that. They're fun to make. Just don't know what I'm going to do with non-Smash Bros. Videos, but I'll find something. Sorry for the long gap between episodes. My personal life has gotten much busier. I'm working overtime on various jobs and haven't had much time for videos. That might get worse going forward, which I'm sorry for, but you'll probably be happy with why. Can't say any more than that, but look forward to it. On the bright side, I'm feeling super inspired about the next episode, so it should be done soon. Soonish. After all, now that we've covered one of the Mario spin-off rejects, it's only fair that we cover the other. See you next time.